There's new hope tonight in solving a mystery that's puzzled investigators in Carroll County for nearly a year. Human remains discovered in the woods near Eureka Springs.
Now, though, science and compassion are working together to uncover who this person was and to finally give Inspiration Doe his name back. 5 News reporter Bo Russell takes us inside the effort now to bring closure to this case.
It started with a walk. A quiet day near Black Bass Lake.
Somebody was out walking their dog and had found a skull.
The skull was sent to the Arkansas State Crime Lab.
The crime lab wasn't able to do the analysis needed to identify the skull.
That's why they recommended Othram, a Texas-based forensics analysis group.
Every single person has their own DNA, and your DNA is different than my DNA. And it includes clues that allow us to ultimately identify the unknown.
For Sheriff Klatt, this decision to send the skull to Othram came with a price tag, one too expensive for their department. That's why Attorney General Tim Griffin stepped in.
The Attorney General's office caught wind of what we were doing and offered to finance the rest, which we're very thankful for. Othram has created the DNA sequence, so now it's in their genealogy department.
Othram's lab has already assisted in hundreds of cold cases and recently served in the case of the Idaho College murders. They say John Doe cases, like the one in Eureka Springs, matter not just to families, but to justice itself.
There are documented over 15,000 John and Jane Does in the United States. And we believe that that is an underestimation of the actual number. It's important from a humanitarian purpose for these people to have their names back.
Sheriff Klatt says the remains belong to someone who's lived in recent decades. It's someone's loved one, and investigators hope Othram will help find answers.
Obviously, the families need closure. They need to know what happened to their loved one.
Until then, detectives named this John Doe Inspiration Doe, giving them a name until their history can be restored.
We also wanted to try to provide him with a name that would possibly help to inspire people with information or inspire people to get involved.
In Carroll County, I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Developing today, the attorneys for the man accused of killing 2 people at Devil's Den State Park have filed 19 new court filings. One asks the Washington County Court to exclude the death penalty. Andrew McGann is accused of killing Kristen and Clinton Brink at the state park in July. Today's filings cover a wide range of requests, from challenging the death penalty to granting the defense full access to evidence from investigators and complete transcripts of all court proceedings. McGann's counsel has called the death penalty unconstitutional and cruel and unusual punishment. He is set to be back in court on Friday. Meanwhile, a West Fork man being accused of having sex with a 15-year-old after lying about his age over social media. Police say Evan Cochrane told the victim he was 17 years old before setting up a time to meet up for sex at a Walmart in Fayetteville. Police later received a report from the victim who said Cochrane looked older than what he said he was. He was arrested this week and charged with stalking and sexual assault, set to be in court December 8th.
A man is dead and another behind bars after a shooting in Johnson County. Arkansas State Police say 68-year-old Kenneth Michaels of Clarksville was found dead at the Coal Hill City Park yesterday afternoon. Investigators say the suspect was seen running away from the area, and roughly 30 minutes after the shooting, law enforcement took 25-year-old Colton Content into custody. He now faces a first-degree murder charge. A new report from the Office for Education Policy at the U of A shows chronic absenteeism is on the rise in Northwest Arkansas, and some school districts are seeing higher rates than others. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach joins us now. And Claire, today you looked into this report. So what are those numbers showing for these districts here at home?
Well, Morgan, chronic absenteeism means a student misses 10 or more % of days throughout the year. Last school year, the average rate of chronically absent 8th graders was 21% statewide, compared to 37% in Siloam Springs. Today, I sat down with the Siloam Springs superintendent, who shared his plans for getting children back in the classroom.
If children don't come to school, they can't learn. You know, that's why we're here, and we need them here more often. It is so important for us to take this seriously and look for ways to engage students so that they want to come to school.
Superintendent Shane Patrick says the district is focused on new ways to keep students engaged.
moving away from like the old school way of teaching of standing up and lecturing and more of student engagement activities, getting kids up and moving.
In addition to getting more parents involved, Patrick says small incentives can also make a difference.
Special things, little things that incentivize kids to come to school, whether it's attendance incentives, whether it's special food days in the cafeteria that the students get to pick out.
The district is also considering changes to its grade configuration model, where schools are divided by grade level instead of neighborhood. Patrick says switching to a neighborhood model could help build stronger connections with fewer transitions for students.
Because now, about the time kids get used to, or parents get used to a school, they're off to the next school the very next year. So this will give us some stability for students, parents, and our staff that can build those long-lasting relationships.
And most importantly, he wants parents to remember that every day counts.
It may seem like it's just one day, but that is one day of instruction that a child can never get back.
Superintendent Patrick says the district will know within about a month whether or not they will officially move forward with the neighborhood school concept. Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thank you, Claire. Early voting for multiple special elections in the region kicked off today. Voters in Ozark will decide if the city will have a permanent downtown entertainment district. The entertainment district would establish boundaries downtown where people can drink alcohol outdoors and inside businesses. The leaders of the proposal say the plan is about regulation and better managing an existing drinking culture alongside boosting downtown tourism.
It's about regulation. It's about doing something to improve our city in a way that also honors the culture that we have and honors the way that all of our residents know and love this region.
Not everyone agrees, though. A local group says the proposal sends a bad message about the city's priorities. Ozark voters have until next Tuesday to decide on the ballot proposal. And it's not the only special election seeing early voters across the region. In Bella Vista, voters are deciding if they want to keep a 1% sales tax. The money would go toward refinancing old city debt, and voters will also decide on which projects they would like to see funded. Some of the projects include police and fire improvement bonds. Greenland voters are deciding on an annex for unincorporated property near the southern part of the city. Early voting runs through Friday, then again on Monday, ahead of Election Day on Tuesday. To see where you can cast your ballot, visit our website, 5newsonline.com.
The final day for candidates to throw in their names into statewide elections in Arkansas was today. One of the biggest races locally is that vacant State Senate District 26 seat. It has some new names in the running. Adam Watson, the founder of a group opposing the Franklin County Prison, filed to run as an independent. Businessman Wade Dunn will join the Republican primary, which has 4 others in the race. Primary is scheduled for March 3rd, but it will likely be sooner pending an appeal from the state. Meanwhile, President Trump announcing on social media he has nominated U.S. Attorney of the Western District of Arkansas to serve as a federal judge in the district. Clay Fawkes took on the U.S. Attorney role 5 years ago. He is a Harrison native and previously served as a deputy prosecutor for Benton County. Crawford County prosecutor Kevin Holmes was nominated by the president to take on the U.S. Attorney role after Fawkes leaves office.